because it's easier.
Talk to me, Pearl, about, because I made a very bold prediction after your world famous, literally world famous Andrew Tate, Brittany Renner interview from last year, and I made a very bold statement. I said Pearl is going to be engaged by the end of 2023. So that didn't, of course, I say that in jest. What's it like? Because you get plenty of, are you comfortable with talking about, like, you don't have to be specific, but you probably get plenty of offers, plenty of DMs now that you have some celebrity. How has this community sort of helped you to sort of screen out guys? How has it changed your views on the men who come at you? Hey, Pearl, love what you do. I'd love to take you out sometime. How's that working?
You cannot date a fan. I've gone on a date with a fan before as a chick. I would just, if you have any sort of fame, just avoid that.
Okay.
Because that's not the right dynamic. You got to be a fan of him.
Yeah.
It's okay for him to like your stuff, like what you're doing, but you really need to be more of a fan of him than he is of you. You know, like one time I went on a date and the guy proposed, first date. He was like ready to marry me.
Oh, stop it.
And I'm just like,
are you serious?
I know, but it's like that dynamic, it puts way too much pressure on the girl. And it kind of makes us wonder, like, why would you, like, that's a bit odd. No, he was actually very nice, so I feel a little bad, but I'm not saying his name or anything, but it's like, that dynamic just doesn't, work.
Was this, now, was this proposal last year?
Yeah, it was like...
See, you could have made a genius out of me. You could have said yes just to make my prediction come through and then dump the guy. That's okay. I thought we were friends. No, that's quite all right. Talk about some of the struggles. Not really struggles. What have you found that's the most difficult part of choosing? Because listen, you're a woman who has a lot of options, in terms of, dating, relationships and things of that nature. Your newfound knowledge, your newfound discovery and being in this community, how has that shaped your worldview in terms of the way you see the men who are interested in you for a relationship?
Could you rephrase the question? I think you kind of asked two, sort of, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. How has the red pill shaped your view dating as Pearl Davis? How has it changed?
Okay,
like,
so
what do you do differently now?
One thing that I learned is that a lot of times as women, we convince ourselves we like men that we do not like.
Right.
And we waste time with men that we're not actually interested in.
Right.
So I would say the biggest thing that changed my perspective is if you don't like him immediately, you're just going to end up wasting his time. You need to cut it off.
Yep.
Because and it's not conscious. I don't think it's something that we actively think about.
Right.
But it's not fair to him because there are always guys that you are interested in right away.
Sure.
And you just got to cut it off and find a guy you actually like. And it's going to be really obvious if you like him.
Okay, very good. And you're sifting through them all, and you're like, you know what? If there's no spark, I'm not interested. There's no need to even. Well,
yeah, because it's not. I see what happens to the women that marry these guys they're not actually interested in.
Right.
And they get the kids, and they're not they don't like their husband anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm really lucky because I'm in a position where I can really date who I want.
Right.
I don't have. So. I mean, obviously not anyone, nothing crazy, but you know what I mean. It's not like a
street niggas, drug dealers.
Thing. Yeah, no, not that. I'm okay. but because it's not fair to the guy. No guy wants to be your second choice or your third choice. Men want to be your first choice.
That's right.
And men would take. I think I asked you about this. I showed you that case of that woman that was married. She was a virgin Christian lady. She got married, and she was never attracted to her husband. Never. She had a 30-year marriage and was never attracted to her husband.
Oh man.
That's like fraud almost. Men would take an absolute whore that actually likes them over that misery. Over that. That's how, and the only reason I use this example is because I'm showing how important that is to men.
Yes.
That is super important.
Yes.
So I would say that changed my point of view because maybe before I might have dated a guy I had to work to a little bit more. If that
makes sense. No, that makes perfect sense.